Hello everyone, how's it going today? My name is Muhammad Ali, CEO of Core Gems, and in this video we will be taking a look at 6 beautiful stones, all of which look to be diamonds, but only some of them are natural diamonds and some of them are fake. Firstly, we will define what fake means, then we will look at 3 different tests that you can do easily at home, and finally we will finish up with a guaranteed method that works, that requires a bit more investment, but that is guaranteed to work virtually 100% of the time. Before we jump right in, I will recommend that you stick around till the end because we will be doing a big giveaway of diamonds at the end, so you do not want to miss out. We will be giving away 2 beautiful diamonds that you will absolutely love, absolutely free shipping. It will come to you, insured track shipping, free to your home, and the diamond is free for you to keep. All you have to do is follow a few easy steps that we will discuss at the end of the video. Now, in terms of the 6 diamonds in front of you here today, we will look at each 6. So first we'll take a look at this one. We'll pull up closer to you. First we'll take a look at A. Beautiful golden color, orangey yellow, but quite included. Then we'll take a look at B. Looks to have some scratches, but fairly white and clean. Then we'll take a look at C. Has a greenish tinge, but is super clean and big and bright. Then we'll take a look at D, which is very bright, but has a lot of black extinction, which is when those little blackout spots come, but very bright and pretty as well. Then we'll take a look at E. Lovely pinkish purple color. And then finally, we will take a look at F. I love this color. It's like a beautiful, it's a perfect autumn color. It's like a brownish pumpkin. Love it. So zoom in a bit here. F here, E, D, C, B, and A. Okay, so for fun, you can leave down in the comments your guesses as to which are natural and which are fake. So when we firstly will define what a fake diamond means. By fake, we mean either a lab-grown diamond or a diamond simulant. So a diamond simulant is a stone that looks like a diamond, but is not a diamond at all. Examples include cubic zirconia, that's the most common one, very cheap, very common, very easy to find, and prevalent throughout costume jewelry. Next we have YAG and moissanite. Those are much better diamond simulants. They look much more like diamond, but they're quite expensive, sometimes even as much as 20 or 30% as much as a comparable natural diamond. And finally we have lab-grown diamonds. Lab-grown diamonds are created using either CVD, chemical vapor deposition, or HPHT, high pressure, high temperature. Either of these processes, so CVD is used for creating gem quality diamonds, while HPHT is used for creating industrial use diamonds, for example for saw blades. We'll discuss in detail lab-grown diamonds, go into detail about the prices. For now, all you need to know is that a lab-grown diamond costs about as much as 45% at the retail level of a natural diamond, and about 15% as much at the wholesale level. So it is it is essential that you know whether a diamond is lab-grown or natural. And again, simulants are 20% or less the value of a natural diamond, and sometimes as little as 0.1% as much in the case of cubic zirconia or cut glass or any really cheap Swarovski crystals and other really cheap simulants. Those are simply things that look like a diamond but are not a diamond at all. Lab-grown diamond is a diamond but is created in a lab, and a natural diamond is a diamond that is mined out of the earth. Again, we will go more into detail about lab-grown diamonds in another video, but for now we will be looking at 3 tests that you can do at home and 1 test that requires a bit more investment but is guaranteed to work. All right, we're going to jump into the first test now. First test we will look at is called the readability test. The theory behind the test is that since most diamond simulants are transparent, you should be able to read through them, whereas diamonds are translucent, so you will not be able to clearly read through them. The biggest con of this test is that it only works with colorless stones. It might work with lighter color stones, but something with a heavy brown color or heavy yellow color, anything that is saturated with color or a bit darker will not work for the readability test, because the translucency or transparency of the stone will not matter at that point because it is colored. So or again, included as well. Included stones will not work. So let's grab the first stone here. We're grabbing A. I'll flip it over, so you flip it onto its table and you look through. Again, not going to work here because it is a colored and included stone, but it does not. So the theory is, if you can't read through it, it is a diamond. So in that case, this would pass as a diamond. And again, any of these home tests will not be conclusive on their own. They must be used in conjunction to even give you a good idea. And they have their own pros and cons. Let's take a look at this one, see if we can read through. Okay, and it's not showing up well on camera, but you can actually make out the letters behind there. Let me see if I can get a shot of it like that. Everyone had to swap out the stone for B since it wasn't showing up well on camera, but it's the exact same type of stone. So either simulant, natural, or lab grown, but the exact same type, but I just had to switch out the specific example. As you can see, this one is transparent. We can make out the text from the stone, so this one fails, and it is, according to test 1, not a natural diamond. Next up, we're testing stone C, and we can see through the edges there. There is transparency in the stone, and a diamond should completely make the text unreadable. It'll be too fuzzy. But since I can sort of make out letters here, probably not showing up the best on camera, but I can definitely make out letters. So C fails the first test as well, and would be considered not a diamond. So D is proving to be a really good example of what you should ideally see in this test. Even though light can come through, the letters are completely foggy. There are more detailed videos on exactly how to do the specific test, but the main point is from D we cannot see any text. It is completely making it foggy and translucent and illegible, so D passes the readability test. Through certain parts of E, the text is absolutely legible. It's not making it foggy or refracting or making it so that it cannot be read, so E fails the test for readability because it is readable. So in terms of the diamond readability test, if the text through the stone is legible, then readability is and it is readable, then the stone fails to pass the test and is considered a simulant. And if it passes, then it is either a lab-grown diamond or a natural diamond based on this test. Later on, I will discuss the pros and cons of this test, but first we'll test out stone F. Lastly, testing out stone F, there's absolutely no readability, even parts that are quite transparent. The letters become foggy and difficult to read, but that one edge there that has much less coloration, you can kind of make out a letter. So it would be inconclusive, but based on that test, this test alone, this stone would fail and would not be considered a natural diamond. This test is extremely flawed. I don't recommend it at all. There are, in general, you shouldn't be able to read through a diamond, but if the facets and just the specific corners or edges line up in a certain way, a natural diamond will definitely allow you to see through and read a little bit of the text. So it's just not reliable there. It also can't distinguish between lab-grown and natural diamonds. And finally, many simulants are translucent or have refraction and do not pass as diamonds even when they are definitely not. So this test is definitely one of the worst. I don't know why it continues to be recommended in almost every guide. It cannot work with most colored stones, which are booming in popularity. Colored diamonds have become much more popular, so it doesn't work there, and it just has way too many flaws to be a reliable test in any regard. This is definitely one of the weaker tests. Even though it's a test you can do at home, I would not recommend it at all. Next test is the scratch test. I have a glass screen protector with a Mohs hardness between 7 and 8. The theory behind this test is that diamond is the hardest natural substance, has a Mohs hardness of 10. So if it can scratch glass, it will pass as a diamond. So we'll go ahead and test out each one of these. So we'll test out A. So we'll just go in order, so A, B, C, D. So A definitely scratches without any difficulty. Okay, some of these smaller stones I might need to adjust in order to hold them correctly. So B. The brightness might be too high. There we go. It's quite difficult with smaller stones. That's another issue with this, that if you can't get a good grip on the stone or get it to hit there. So it's definitely not scratching it though. The screen protector did crack, but I don't think that's an issue because all we're testing to see is whether it will scratch. I'm getting the very bottom point of the stone right on the glass, scratching with a good amount of pressure, and we'll see if it makes any grooves at all. So after you do the test, so with a stone like A, it is very obvious that it passed, but with B, you need to wipe off the area to make sure there aren't any streaks or little bits of dust, and then you need to examine the area, and it looks like B completely failed to leave any scratches, whereas with A, we can see that it left deep scratches. Okay, so B, no scratches, A, left scratches. Based on the test alone, B would be a simulant and A would be either a lab grown or natural diamond. Testing out C. And I'll do another test where I test out moissanite and other very specific simulants and go into detail about that. So C passes the scratch test as well. You can see deep scratches in there. Okay, scratches from C right there. Okay, D is going to be quite tricky because it is a very small stone. I'm going to have to grab it with tweezers and be very, very careful. If it's hard enough, it should scratch without applying a ton of pressure. It's a natural diamond. Or a harder diamond simulant. I need to grab it right. This is a difficulty you'll face as well with this test. Okay, I need to make sure, so right now it's the tweezers that are making contact. Extremely carefully what I'm doing here. With a small stone. Should be able to scratch it at any edge. You don't really need the point to hit it. So D fails the test, whereas least is too small to be tested. I don't think I can get it to make contact properly. But for the purposes of our experiment, and again, when you do these experiments at home, you will be performing them in less than perfect conditions. You won't exactly have a laboratory environment where you can do all the controls and everything. So for the purposes of this test, D fails. Okay, now we'll test out E. This definitely works a lot better with larger stones that you can get a good grip on in your hand. That's the big con of this, is if your stone is too small, you won't really be able to make good contact. So try it out with E. Oops. You have to be careful not to confuse the cracks with the scratches. And we'll go again. And E leaves scratches as well. So E passes the scratch test. Finally, we'll test out F. Okay, once again, take the stone, take a point of the stone, and scratch in. And F passes with flying colors as well. Leaves deep scratches. Should be able to hear the sound and see a visible scratch and wipe away the scratch, and if the scratch doesn't wipe away, then it passes the scratch test. Okay, if you want to get more refined with it, you can buy Mohs calibrated Mohs test kits that have tips that are 1 through 10 Mohs hardness, and what that will do is allow you to test exactly the hardness and maybe identify the specific simulant, or alternatively maybe it might be a colorless sapphire or a colorless spinel. That would help you in identifying that. But again, these tests are meant to be things that you can do at home for under $20 or $30. Those kits usually cost at least $100. That was a scratch test. Pros of the scratch test: it can be done fairly easily. All you need is a piece of glass. Cons: many simulants are above 7 and 8 on the hardness scale. That's the hardness of most glass, 7 and 8 in that range, especially hardened pieces of glass or screen protectors. You can buy special testing glass that might be harder. You can buy sapphire crystal, that'll be a lot more accurate. That'll have a Mohs hardness of 9. If you have an old watch face lying around, and you know for a fact that that is a sapphire crystal watch face, you can use that, and that will help you determine if it is harder than 9 or harder, which will narrow it down to a very few limited number of diamond simulants and sapphire, and of course natural lab grown diamond. Biggest cons: it doesn't really work on small stones. I couldn't really get a good enough grip to confidently and conclusively test the B and D. They were just way too small, so I wouldn't be able to make any conclusions from that. Another con is that, again, many simulants and other gemstones can easily pass a hardness test. You can overcome that by buying most specific testing kits. I definitely think it's a better test than the readability test. The readability test is nearly impossible on smaller stones and nearly impossible on colored stones, and can even result in false negatives where you think you can read a bit through a diamond, but it is still a natural diamond. So not a great test overall, but good for getting rid of things that are definitely fakes. Most of these tests will not help you determine for sure if this is a diamond, but it will help you determine if it is worth testing further, if it is worth investing in better testing, and to weed out fakes. That's the main point of these tests, is not how to tell if diamond is real. That's why the title says how to tell if diamond is fake, because these will help you weed out diamond simulants. Okay, now we're going to move on to the best test that you can do at home for relatively little cost, and we'll finish up with a test that is guaranteed to work. Finally, this is the closest thing to a reliable test you can do at home, and that is still cost effective. This is the diamond tester test. I definitely have access to much better diamond testers, but those cost $300 and up. A really good one will be $500 and up, and one that can distinguish between lab-grown and natural diamonds is at least $1,000 for an okay one, and $5,000 plus for a good one or reliable one. This one can be purchased for around 10 to 30 bucks. I've left an Amazon and eBay link down in the description. Amazon will ship to you quickly. eBay will take months at a time. I'm not affiliated with any of those. I don't make any money off those links. Those are just links that you can find yourself. I just put them in there for convenience. To use this specific tester, you need to calibrate the settings. So it is based on the temperature and the carat weight of the stone. So I know for a fact that my office right now is hovering around 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. You can easily convert from Fahrenheit to Celsius on Google. Just type in 65 Fahrenheit to Celsius and it'll tell you right away. And then you need to know the carat weight of your stone. I have weighed each of these stones and written down their carat weights there, and we will calibrate accordingly and test accordingly. This is the definitive guide for using the Diamond Selector 2. This is one of the best selling diamond testers on the market. It is fairly reliable, not great, not the worst, not the best, but I'm using it because it is something that many gem enthusiasts have at home. Many people who work, do a little bit of business here and there, or side businesses dealing in diamonds or jewelry, often use this. It is very affordable, very cheap, and very easily accessible. And it's not the best, but I'm not going to use professional grade equipment when I'm making a video about how you can test whether a diamond is fake at home. So this is a definitive guide for how to use this, and when you receive it, it will have a stop cap on there. Take that off. That will expose the actual testing pin. Okay, and then you will use this swivel here to turn on the device. So once that light is on, the device is on. And next we must calibrate based on the guide at the back. So again, I know for a fact that the temperature in here is hovering around the 22 degrees Celsius mark. So we will use this column here, and then we'll follow down the rows based on the size. So between 0.06 carat and 0.5 carats, we calibrate to a 4. This is one thing that's very important. The first line here, so to set it, start using the swivel right to increase, swivel left to decrease. The first bar here is nothing, that's 0. We calibrate up to a 4. Anything past a 3, the yellow starts, so we calibrate to a 4 there. Okay, based on the guide at the back, confirm that it is a 4. Okay, now we are ready to test. This little tray comes with the device. Place your stone in a divot like that, and then hold up the testing apparatus to the stone. Okay, I'll zoom in. You need to make good contact, and we may need to adjust the setting of the tray in there, or I may need to use both hands. So I'll zoom out there. In order to hold it still, I will hold the tray in my hand. If it hits metal, you'll hear that. That means you're hitting metal. Okay, I'll hold the stone in place and hit the stone right on the surface. Focus up there. And if you hit diamond, it will beep like that. All of the bars will line up all the way to the end, and it will beep like that to indicate diamond. I think my calibration was actually off, so I'll set it back down to 4. We'll test again. And once again, we hit diamond. You may have to adjust the calibration every time. This is in the same size range. It is above 0.06 carats, so we can leave the calibration at 4, and we'll test that one. Round stones are the best because they fit perfectly into these little grooves here. So I think that'll fit in there. It might fit in there. Let's see. Yeah, that fits perfectly in there. So once again, set to a 4, and we will test. Careful not to hit metal. And I have made enough contact with the stone for enough time. Sorry, here I'll zoom in so you can see. Testing stone B here. Hitting the surface of the stone and not getting any beeps. See, hit metal there. Testing stone B, not getting any beeps until I hit metal. Okay, now we're testing stone B, calibration the exact same at 4 because the size range is the same and the temperature hasn't changed. Focus in. Touching the stone right on, not getting any beeps. So we can say that this fails, and again, when you hit metal, you'll hear that sound. So my lamp got adjusted there, so I need to adjust it back down to 4. And once again, metal is always the test. If it starts beeping on metal, then you know that your calibration is off. So for example, if I had my calibration up to here, it was 8, and I start hearing, it starts testing for diamond, then I know for sure my calibration is too high. Weighs 4.19 carats, so it's well above the 0.6, and so we will calibrate it down to a 2. Once again, look at the green bars and come down to a 2 there. So that is actually at 1. We need to come up to a 2. Because the first bar is nothing. The first bar is just 0, and we need it to be coming up to the end of 2. Okay, now I'll grab stone C, and we should be able to test it without using the tray. So stone C is testing as a diamond. Interesting. Okay. So once again, we'll do the calibration test. If it beeps on metal, no. Stone C is testing as diamond. Because it is a very large stone, we may want to adjust the calibration down all the way to there. So this would technically be between like a 1 and a 2, but at the lower level, the bigger stones, you need lower calibration. Still beeping all the way down. Okay, and then 1. Still beeping. Okay. So stone C passes as a diamond based on the diamond selector 2 and using the calibration settings on the back. Okay, next up we will test stone D. Stone D you have to be very careful with because it is so small. There's a high risk of dropping it. That's another problem with these tests, is that you may drop or lose a stone, so you have to do it over a box. You have to do it in a very safe environment, somewhere where if it drops you can recover it easily. Sorry, I need to adjust the calibration. This is actually even below a 0.06. So we go down 0.05, so we go down to the level 6. So it's pre-adjusted to a 6. There. See that? Adjusted to a 6, and then we test. So it is testing as a diamond. So far, A, C, and D have all passed as diamonds. B has failed the diamond test based on the diamond selector diamond tester. Okay, E is above 0.6 as well, so we will adjust again. 0.6 and over, and between 10 and 30 degrees Celsius, so we will adjust to a 2. And you may want to just test at 1 below and 1 above the calibration. So okay, now we'll test out stone E, having calibrated everything. Nothing, not a diamond based on the test. And finally we'll test out stone F. Getting inconclusive testing, you're getting very close to a diamond but not quite a diamond, or you're getting above or you're getting you're not really sure. Try testing 1 below and 1 above the recommended calibration. Your temperature may be different than you expect, so I'm going to test this last diamond. Okay, I think my calibration is off. So again, this one is 0.6 carats on the dot, so I'm going to turn it up a bit. It is actually a bit chillier now. My heater just turned on, which tells me that the temperature has dropped a bit. And there we go, so it does pass again. Test it one more time, and it tests. Okay, so based on our testing, A, C, and F. A, C, and F have tested as natural diamonds. And now to talk about the pros and the cons. So a more expensive diamond tester will absolutely work better. It'll help you weed out things like moissanite. This one most likely will test moissanite as a natural stone. Now I'm going to do the reveal as to which one of our A, B, C, D, and F are natural diamonds, which ones are lab-grown diamonds, and which ones are simulants. Okay. Once again, I should disclose, Core Gems does not sell anything except natural diamonds. If you buy a diamond from us, it will be a natural untreated diamond. Okay, so now A is a natural, untreated, fancy, orangey yellow diamond. It is heavily included, which is why it's not worth a lot of money, but it is a natural diamond indeed. Stone B is a cubic zirconia. It is not a natural diamond. It can be considered comparable to cut glass in terms of hardness and such. It is a synthetic that is produced using synthetic materials in a factory. Stone C is a moissanite. That is a diamond simulant. It is not a natural diamond. Again, B is not a natural diamond either. It is a diamond simulant. Simulant is a stone that looks like diamond, simulates diamond, imitates diamond, also called a diamond imitation. They are not diamonds at all. So C is a moissanite. That is a different type of diamond simulant. It is quite hard, which is why it passed on the diamond tester, but I know for a fact that it is not a natural diamond. Only our last test will tell you for sure. Stone D is a diamond, but is not a natural diamond. This is a diamond created using chemical vapor deposition, CVD. This is a lab-grown diamond that is chemically identical to a natural diamond, but is not real and worth much, much less. E is a crystal, Swarovski crystal, sort of basically just cut glass with a little bit of lead or some other metals added to it, but it is just crystal, not a natural stone at all, not a diamond at all, made in a factory similar to the cubic zirconia. Stone F is a GIA certified natural earth mined diamond. Okay, so as you can see, there are a lot of issues with our 3 testing methods. Jump into the only method that is guaranteed to work. Let's recap the issues with the other 3 methods. The readability test does not work well at all. It is almost unusable for small stones where you can't really make out anything anyway. Many simulants are translucent, so you can't read through them. And it doesn't work with colored stones, so right away the readability test is a very weak test. Scratch and test is slightly better, but still has a lot of issues. It doesn't work on small stones because you can't get a good enough grip to get a good scratch. And many simulants are much harder than glass. You can overcome those issues with a Mohs testing kit, but those are quite expensive and require know-how about how to use, and you would have to scratch your stone, so you could end up damaging something like a colorless sapphire or colorless spinel, which is a valuable gemstone in its own right, or a fairly expensive simulant such as a moissanite, thinking it's a diamond, and now you have a scratch in your stone. So not a great method. That's why they usually use glass, because glass is soft enough that it won't usually scratch the simulant or the sample diamond or the suspected diamond. But again, because of all of the issues with the test and not being able to be usable on really small stones, it just doesn't work well. For example, D should have definitely scratched the glass, but I wasn't able to get a good enough angle on there, and it just didn't end up working out. Finally, the diamond tester method is definitely the best you can do at home. Only costs about $10 to $30, but again, it tests stones like moissanite as diamond when they most definitely are not diamond. But it will help you weed out cheap simulants such as cubic zirconia and crystal. And now lastly, we will look at the most reliable, the most accurate, the best method of all, sending the stone to a GIA laboratory. So GIA is several laboratories around the world: Thailand, New York, Mumbai in India, lots of different labs, and they will tell you exactly whether the stone is a natural diamond, what the characteristics of the diamond are. You can get different levels of detail reports. For example, some reports will say the clarity, and then the lower price reports will not say the clarity, and the synthetic, the lab-grown diamond report looks like this. You can see right up there, lab-grown diamond report. Says it right away, LGDR. You can tell right away that this is a lab-grown diamond. GIA will let you know for sure exactly what it is. In order to be able to test at the level GIA tests, you would need to invest millions in equipment, not tens of thousands of dollars, millions in equipment. To get a good method that a large jewelry house would have, with most of the testing equipment, you would need at least $40,000 or $50,000, and you would not be able to do grading that GIA does. For $10,000, most diamond reports work out to right around $100 US, plus shipping and taxes and inbound and outbound shipping. Let's say you're doing it in bulk, you're testing quite a few diamonds, they average out to $100 to $200. For $10,000, you can buy 100 tests that are 100% or virtually 100% guaranteed to be accurate, rather than doing any guesswork. And that's pretty much the amount of money you need to invest for a very mediocre diamond testing setup that will allow you to test whether or not a diamond is fake or not. It is fairly easy to distinguish between simulants and lab-grown / natural diamonds, but it's very difficult to distinguish between lab-grown and natural diamonds. And some simulants such as moissanite are way closer to diamond than other simulants are, such as cubic zirconia and crystal. Now to get to the part everyone's been waiting for, the giveaway. The giveaway works like this. You must live in the US or Canada to enter. To enter, you will need to do the following things. Firstly, follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram is at @COR_GEMS. Follow us on Instagram. All of the links for the giveaway, all the things you need to do are in the description below. It says giveaway instructions, and just follow all of those steps. So firstly, you will need to follow us on Instagram. Secondly, you will need to subscribe to us on YouTube and turn on your bell notifications. Thirdly, you will need to share this video with at least 3 people. So use the share icon. You can copy the link and send it on WhatsApp to some family friends. This is such a good resource for anybody looking to purchase a secondhand diamond, or anyone looking to purchase a diamond off Craigslist and such. It won't help you figure out whether the diamond is indeed real, but it will help you weed out fakes. If it's a super great price and you think there's a good chance it could be real and it passes all three of the first tests, then it might be worth grabbing, and you can get it super cheap and make a huge amount of upside, and you're willing to take that gamble only if you're willing to. Then those tests will be helpful, and you can use this to make a purchasing decision in that case. But again, and then move to the fourth test, send it to GIA to know for sure. The giveaway, we will be giving away 2 of these CVD diamonds. We don't sell any CVD diamonds, so that's why we will simply be giving them away. You must live in either the United States or Canada to enter into the giveaway. All of the details and links are in the description box below. The steps for entering the giveaway are: firstly, subscribe to our Core Gems YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for notifications. Share this video with at least 5 people. You should be sharing it anyway because it's a great resource for weeding out fake diamonds. 3, leave a comment down below. You can comment anything, leave something positive about the video, leave some feedback about what you'd like to see next. Anything below, leave your thoughts on lab-grown versus natural diamonds, whatever you'd like. Follow us on Instagram. Again, our link is in the description box below to follow us on Instagram. And then there's a Google form where you will enter your email, and all of the instructions for formally entering the giveaway are in the Google form, and you will be able to enter from there. We will announce the winner on this channel in the next few weeks, probably sometime in mid to late November, maybe December, and if I end up having time, it might even be before the end of October. So good luck to everyone. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. Again, please share with anybody who might find this useful. And thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps us out, especially the likes. It will help a lot of people getting fake diamonds weeded out when they're looking for diamonds. And I know you would want a great video if you were in that boat, so it would help out the other person. So just a great thing that you can do would be liking this video. It helps us out in the algorithm, gives us a big boost, and subscribe to Core Gems for the best gemstone videos on the internet.